So I know it's been a long time since we gave you an update on the pigs. Things have just been real busy. We're trying to do some crappie fishing, shed hunting, morel mushroom hunting. We've been trying to do a little bit of everything, t-ball, triple overtime games and stuff. We just haven't got around to getting the video that we wanted to get to you. We did film a video. Shayla will put some footage of that in there back in probably March, where we had figured how much feed we'd fed them to that point. This is going to be an update on where we are on feeding these pigs out. They don't seem to be gaining as much weight as I think they should, but one of them is definitely outgrowing the other one. They're real similar in size when we got them, but we did talk to the people, and he was out of a different sow, and I don't think there is a big difference in their age. We didn't get to those details, but our Burke, or what we're thinking is a Burke cross, he's definitely outgrowing this black pig, and we'll get over here and show you a video of him here in a minute. But we have dewormed them a couple of times, but the first time I did it with horse pace ivermectin, I just went about twice what they weighed, and I'm going to do that again, but I'm going to follow up and do it a second or third day in a row this time. And I'm going to show you how I'm going to deworm them to make sure they eat it fast and get it down. So I've got these Twinkie type things, and I've tore one in half. I'm going to save the other one for tomorrow so I can give them some more deworming. But I'm going to set this. I think the Burke's probably close to 100 pounds. Pigs are very dense. They weigh more than they look. But so for the Burke, I'm gonna go about 225. You can't really give too much ivermectin. You're not gonna hurt them. And when feed is money, I'd rather them be dewormed good. But put that ivermectin in there, and he's not gonna have a problem eating it. Sweet. If I could keep the black one from eating it. Come here. Sweet. 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 Yep. After he got a taste of that, he didn't have a problem eating it. He had to give him a drink of water. He hadn't had anything that sweet before. And then on the other one, he's probably not 70 pounds. He's just not growing like the other one. We really should be weighing him. I am a scale guy, but for some reason, I don't ever weigh him. So we're just gonna go, about 125 to 150 pounds. There's not a lot of detail on these marks. So ivermectin's real cheap. It's only about $8 for that syringe. So I'll get oh, he was jealous he was going to get that fast. He thought he was going to miss out. So ivermectin's only about $8 for that syringe, and I could deworm these pigs for 3 days straight on it. So I may just go ahead and do that. Ivermectin's not going to, it's 100% natural. It's actually been shown to be anti-cancerous and many other health benefits to it. It's antiviral, anti-cancerous, it's an anti-parasitic. It's absolutely not going to hurt to put ivermectin into the meat that we're going to eat. So I may just go ahead and do it for 3 days straight. It's only going to add $8 to the cost of this, the cost of raising this pork, and it's probably going to save me money by getting more use out of the feed. Now, if you look at him, his head's about bigger than his body. But if you look at him, he's growing out pretty nice. And he has been dewormed. So at the end of this, we're going to show you what the cut of pork looks like. I'm probably going to buy something from the store of the same cut, and we're going to show you our pork versus the store pork. And if you want to see that, then you're probably going to need to subscribe so that you get notifications for these videos in the future. Since then we've been putting about 7 pounds each per day between then and now, and we'll go back and we'll just figure in however many pounds that is. We haven't been buying bulk feed, so we've been buying feed on the more expensive side, probably $13 a bag, so we'll figure it at $13. Some of it was less, some of it was 13. We'll figure it out at about $13 a bag, 7 pounds a day between the last video. And they're still not growing as fast as we thought they should. I raised pigs previously on a lot less feed than this that grew faster. A lot of it probably comes down to genetics. These are a Berkshire cross. They will grow slower. Then the other part of it is trying to feed them on a budget. The cheaper your feed is, the more processed grains you get in there, which are higher in fiber. Could be part of the reason they didn't gain as much weight. I don't think that's as big of a reason as just genetics. They have been dewormed several times. We dewormed them when they were little, when they were probably about 60 or 80 pounds. And then here recently, probably 3 weeks ago maybe, I dewormed them for 3 days in a row. So, and if you can tell they're not underweight, they're just their frame. They've got as much weight as that frame can carry. They're just not growing out as fast as you'd think they would. We haven't been feeding pig feed per se, so maybe there's some mineral. Maybe somebody watching this knows. Maybe there's a mineral deficiency, and that's why they're, a micronutrient. Maybe that's just why they're not growing as fast. But we have been giving them, mineral salt with not every feeding, but regular. Here recently, I noticed we've increased their. I haven't talked about how much feed we've increased because we've got exactly a month to get them up in weight. And if I hold them any longer, then it's going to be 100 degrees every day, and we're going to have just that much more diminishing return, trying to keep them at market weight in the summer. So we've got exactly 1 month to get them ready. So we've increased their feed to about 10 pounds to 12 pounds each per day. So we're really trying to stack the feed on them as much as they'll eat. And I noticed that they were passing a lot of the corn. So I didn't have to do this previously with the last pigs I've raised, but we're soaking the corn now. We're trying to make it softer for digestion so that their stomachs can more readily extract that corn. They seem to, once it kind of gets a little sour, they seem to really like it. But and as you can see right here, our living conditions look abhorrent right now. But this is mainly because we just had 3 inches of rain, and the pigs have not even been staying in here the last 15 hours or so. We've had them out here on the pasture. Shayla just, right before we fed them, she just got a video of one of them dipping in this little mud hole down here. He was waiting on his feed, but one of the other pigs had ran off, so he decided he was going to go take a dip and come back.
you get cooled off? Your brother's gonna eat all the food. Or otter.
But we're using our clover and stuff to feed them in between feed sessions, so we're really trying to get the weight on them. What'd they weigh, the little black one?
Well, he was
140?
120, but then
Oh, yeah,
the bucket.
130. The little black one, he's always been smaller. So it's probably, they were about the same size when we got them, but noticeably within about the first month, the Bert started getting bigger and he stayed a little smaller. And ever since then, he's never caught up. The Bert weighed what? Or
146.
146, 150. So we've got a long ways to go. If I could get the Bert to 200 pounds, I'll feel comfortable selling him in halves if he's over 200. If not, I don't know what I'm going to do. But the little black one, he's probably going to be on the smaller side. I figure that'll be the one that we keep for our freezer. Just to give whoever gets the pork a better cut of meat, more like they're used to seeing, you know, a little bit larger. They won't be, you know, 300-pound hogs, but 240, 250 is really where I wanted them, and it doesn't look like we're going to get there. But stay tuned, and we'll weigh them again before we take them in, see where we got, and we'll give you our final numbers on how much it costs. And we're kind of, I can already tell at the weight that they're at right now, we're kind of upside down in this, but when you really think about it, you're not upside down, because you know exactly where we're feeding them some processed grain like rice bran and cattle cubes. I don't know exactly what's in the cattle cube, but one thing I do know is that I haven't fed them hormones. I know that. I haven't given them antibiotics. I haven't fed them anything worse than what you have to eat from the grocery store. And that animal is a filter between those grain products and you. So at the very least, if, say for example, there was soybean sprayed with Roundup that ends up in their feed, yes, they're probably getting a little bit of Roundup uptake. And despite what all the experts say, and say that you don't get Roundup uptake from grain sprayed with it, you do. There's studies out there that show that most people in the world have glyphosate in their urine. So it has to come from somewhere. It's coming from your food supply. But at the very least, that animal will filter. I doubt by the time an animal consumes it and then you consume the animal, I doubt you're getting glyphosate uptake. It's in very small portions that you get it to begin with. But I know what I fed those animals, and the point I'm trying to make is, even though it's cost me more than I expected, it's still going to be a good investment for me in my freezer. So irregardless of how it works out for you raising pigs, it's still going to be a good investment, whether everything works out perfect and you only spend $200 on feed and you get him to market weight and everything works out great and you're getting your meat at $2 a pound by the time it's processed. That's great. But even if it costs you $3.50 a pound for your processed meat, you're still getting a good product. And yep. Anyways, so like and subscribe and stay tuned so you can see how many pounds per day we put on them in this last month. I wish we probably would have changed up our feed program if we would have been feeding them and weighing them all along, and we really knew what they were gaining. We probably would have fixed something in their feed routine. So weighing your animals is a good option, a good idea. And but stay tuned, and we'll get that final weight before we take them in.